Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for what I assume is the final battle. Maybe of Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney, investigations. Here we go. Press. So why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft spot after a while. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to swing your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after their handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Next one. That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke, and how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in details for you. You arrange the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that's an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. You... What's it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then, once everyone was inside, well... And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. On returning, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into the masked man. Objection! And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damas too. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Primgu statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man, being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. These my cameras really letting her whip fly now. I think the scary part is her says when she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Bubble? Sir? It's Edgeworth. Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it? No. Is this the end? Okay, I was like, what the hell? Oh my god, it means we age just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Queen Princess. Evil Magistrate, it is time for you to pay. Holy balls! It's the Steel Samurai! Oh, the body was in the baby was in the water. No, you're mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Hyo, Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy-poo! The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you doing? What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help you, Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single shot thrust in my samurai spear. Go away. How can you be so mean to us, Edgy-poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? But isn't that grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me, or is the iron apron completely soaked? Huh? Oh yeah. I found him in the bowl, but he was in the middle of the pool. That's what! There it is. The sewage, of course, the water system's connected between both, because why wouldn't it be? Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? It appears that we made it. Not that far back. Something about finding the iron infant in Babal. But he found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, there. Well, I was in Alabas the whole time. So I have no idea how the iron infant wound up in Babal. I thought it lost him in the rose garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the iron infant in the rose garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. The iron infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the iron infant was soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the iron infant took to travel from the Balabas to Babal is... bilateral symmetry. Ah, that's right. This embassy was built with a bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. Ah. This is Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. Oh! There's a reservoir here, just like in the rose garden. Just as I suspected. Where is it? Two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool to the corresponding location on the Bubbly side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabas. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The iron infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Bubbly's one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two countries are connected. And where is your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned mine infant. What? This blasted doll? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey! Don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed through the ball. This guy's a doll and he's small, so I can't believe it made it, but... So I can believe it made it. He has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang? Why is he helping Michelle out right now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Koshin's body was found in his office in Babal. What happened to his body after it was transported to the open air stage? Sheena! Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the pipe, connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the same time as Sheena was in Babal? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? Aha, that's it. The fire. I believe this time we really are done right. Nope. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean, there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. The night events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. The fire. Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babali's embassy in order to put the fires out, but the reservoir's water was used. And of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went low. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. Ah, so what? The water level went down, the reservoirs were connected? Bitch, please. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant, it won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that your route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you wouldn't notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. So falling into distance. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and to climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls? There was no such need for that. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to the ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down the pool. It's gonna be one or the other. Save. The pool fountain spouts? Miss Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. Use the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Machina and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire and bubble east side in the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Miss Albert closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation for things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the iron infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Machina was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. Then she made for the open air stage's pool, wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in the pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. So convoluted. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabasta into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Miss Albo simply opened the fountain spouts once more. They do go to the top. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Machina and the body. After that, Machina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my third explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Miss Edgeworth. Way to fight back. You accuse me of moving the body across the country lines, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Miss Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I have had all the proof we had need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to get through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. This is Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open air stage area. So too did I find one other thing there. A piece of evidence what will prove the pools were the smuggling route. I don't know how this proves it. I know it is, I don't know how it proves it. This was another thing that was smuggled out the Babal's open air stage area. I don't know how this proves it, but okay. And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found in the bubbly side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. Would you care to explain to me how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open air stage, which was transported with the body. I should assume that you would recognize it since you took a photo with it after all. It's the missing pedal! But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. It's the missing pedal! Oh! Let us take a good look at the murder weapon and what was used to kill Mr. Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. And let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder, and then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. That's an interesting story, nothing more. Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet? You say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage area on the bubbly side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool onto into Babal. I don't know how this works. Impossible. The people of Shangfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? This? Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known that from the very beginning, when you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument? You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Miss Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. Jesus! This really will be the end of the line. Really? Will it? Will it? Will it? Will it? Will it? This is the 5th testimony! To be content. Are you kidding my balls? Okay, now we totally have at least another 30-40 minutes to go, so I don't... Like, at the time here, I don't know, I was wanting to go a little bit more, but damn, there's still more. This ain't gonna be done. There's at least another 30, 40, 50 minutes of this thing. Alright, okay, we're just gonna stop there. We're gonna stop there. I really thought we were near the end. Every recording, every last couple ones, I thought. What was it? We're gonna stop there. We're gonna stop there. So that right there is the game for now. I have fun. I've been watching. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. Jesus. I can't believe this is going. I just can't. I can't believe it.